Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Casper networks, or just Casper in general. So, I have been talking to you guys about Casper for a fairly long time now, and in terms of the price appreciation of the current price as well, we haven't seen a massive explosion in price just yet. We're still at pretty much the ground floor levels. And with the current market sentiment, I'm not too concerned on the price at all. I know a lot of people are talking more so about Bitcoin if we're in a bear market, bull market, whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, I just look at, Casper and I'm just like, I want it cheaper. I want to accumulate more and more and more. And it's one of those assets that I just see such a massive opportunity long term with, because we still hear the promises of Ethereum 2.0, Ethereum this, Ethereum that, all while, these major networks we know are almost unusable due to the high gas fees, the speeds, the scalability options. They're just very poorly designed and developed because they did not take into accountability how big this market is essentially going to become. So with all of that in mind, I do have a lot to talk about, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask you guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. And with all of that in mind, let's just jump in and let's talk about Casper. So first off, the market has been kind of just in this nice little choppy zone. It's nothing too crazy. In terms of Casper, we have been hitting that resistance wall up at almost 12 cents. And we have been bouncing off some support. We're actually going to be talking about that. Overall, trading volume is still down. It's still rough. In terms of the social volume, so you guys know I've been watching the social volume for a long time on Casper. In terms of the social volume, the social engagement, social dominance, all that, it's all down. It's all rough. I actually haven't even talked about Casper in a while, and apparently I still am the top #1 for Casper content. It's actually funny to say the least. So I haven't really talked about it, and it really kind of tells me that there's not a lot of individuals actually talking about Casper right now. Most of these individuals, like for an example, APOC NFT, I've talked to you guys about it. It's pretty much, built on Casper. They are dedicated to talking about Casper essentially. Casper Market, dedicated to talking about Casper. Casper Holder, again, even Ghost Staking. So a lot of these large names, that are on here, myself included, I'm not even really that big as an influencer, tells me that we're still very early and there's not a lot of individuals talking about it right now, which is totally fine with me. I actually like when an asset that I'm, in or looking at isn't being talked about a lot, because it tells you how early you are. In terms of the one-day spend, you can pretty much see that. We do see a little bit more social volume. We do see a lot more social engagement here. Again, nothing too crazy is happening right now. Even in terms of the price, we are in this little nice chop zone, which is good to see. I think that it's good that we are still holding the 702 line. If this is broken, I will get a little bit concerned. I will be looking for a lot lower bids down at the 9 centile range. But for the most part, I think that we have been holding strong. RSI looks pretty much like it's going to range sideways here. I'm not saying that the bottom's in or anything like that. I'm just saying in general, it doesn't look too bad. Honestly, we are retesting those demand zones. Currently, you can pretty much see that right now on the chart. So let's actually look at these demand zones. So this is pretty much the demand zone going all the way back. It's actually a fairly far ways back. This isn't just from October. This is actually all the way back, even initially in August. So this is actually a pretty strong demand zone that we're in, and that's why I'm saying if we lose to 702, I'm going to get a little bit concerned, because that means that we could retest essentially the 786, which is 9 cents, or we could test the official bottom that we retested back in September, which is around like 7 cents. So, I'm watching Casper closely here. In terms of volume, we're not seeing a lot. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say that the volume looks good here or anything like that. It looks rough. In fact, we've been in diminishing volume since around November 15th. And as you guys do see, November 15th was all the way back here. We hit the, a little bit of a high going back to November 30th. So in my mind, we need a lot more volume for us to really be bullish on Casper. Of course, I'm talking short-term micro base points. Macro standpoints, I'm still very bullish on Casper. Let's actually look at the Casper Bitcoin price chart real quick. So again, similar to the USD price chart, we're testing that strong demand. I'm just saying it right now. I do not want us to lose this zone that we're at currently. We could even come down as low as about 229 sats. I am fine with that. In fact, it's still a pretty good level going all the way back to 18th and the 19th of November. I think that this is a safe area. But again, in terms of RSI and volume, RSI looks pretty good. Looks like it's just trading sideways. I do want a lot more strength on the RSI, right now. In terms of volume, we need a lot more volume. Going back to November 22nd is pretty much where I want to see us back to. And honestly, we have not seen, too strong volume even since, August, which tells me there's still not a lot of buyers for Casper, which is understandable. There's not major exchanges just yet, which is, again, another thing to look forward to for Casper because they are building out some pretty solid projects. But I'm just talking in general, this is still extremely overlooked and undervalued. And of course, taking into accountability the circulating supply and total supply, a lot of the supply that's out of circulation, aka a lot of it that's locked away, is continuing to be locked away. 205 million Casper staked and 1,270 plus validators now. If you guys go back to December 17th, this is from for staking. 200 million was staked, and there was only 1,200 delegators. Now we have 70 more, and we have 5 million plus more Casper that's being staked away, which means a lot of individuals are earning that API, or APY, I mean, sorry. And it tells me that there's going to be a lot more individuals locking away their Casper, which means a lot more supply being locked away. Now, I know it's not going to lead us to a massive supply shock because there is, 10.5 billion in total supply. I'm just saying a lot of the supply out there is being locked away, which is good overall. We also see here 2022 will be the year of Casper. In 2021, Casper laid a very solid foundation, great partnerships, agreements, innovations, and more. Casper is now spreading all over the world. Great developments await us in 2022. Great news will come. Happy New Year to all Casper fans. And I actually do agree with this, not just because I'm biased or anything like that. I'm not. It's more so because we are seeing a ton of growth in the crypto space. $2.5 trillion crypto market will not wait for nations to onboard. And I do believe that when we're talking about everything, they're more so talking about, the metaverse, they're talking about NFTs, they're talking about even ETFs. We do see here, we're optimistic that we'll get regulatory clarity, and we see institutional participation fuel retail adoption. We also expect to see more metaverse projects making an entrance. And we do see Casper really positioning themselves in the metaverse scene as well, and also even the NFT scene. And we do see here there's a 2.5 trillion market out there, and it is not going to wait for nations to come on board. I've been tweeting India wants crypto for over 1,000 days with the sole objective of having crypto regulation in India. Now, when we're talking about, these major areas around the world, I do believe that everywhere will accept crypto at some point in time. Web3 will open the gates to innovation and more startups in India, along with the rise of NFTs. It will play a huge role in promoting the creator economy of India. And I do completely agree with this. I do think that Web 3.0 is definitely going to open a lot of doors. I think that with the rise of NFTs, with the rise of the metaverse, all of that kind of stuff, I think that's going to still continue to lead us to the promised land of retail adoption and also regulations. Also, I'm just going to say right now, Casper is well positioned in India with some of their partnerships. I'm not saying that they're a leading name in India. I am just saying that they do have some connections to India, so I wouldn't be surprised if Casper did become a leading name there, especially coming from the idea that, Casper is set to disrupt the Web 3.0 scene. And we do see Cointelegraph is doing a phenomenal job at spreading education and awareness around crypto among the masses. I wish all the readers a very happy crypto-full new year ahead. Cryptocurrency as a legal tender will not be accepted. That is a clear no. I think that is what even the Prime Minister in his deliberations at the meeting made absolutely clear to ensure that does not take place. And again, when we're talking more so about crypto regulations and crypto acceptance, I just think it's more so focused around the use cases and the many updates that we have been seeing all year round, which is more so NFTs, even the metaverse and stuff like that. I think that that's going to continue to grow. And we do see here Brock Pierce and Tom Lee tip 200K Bitcoin in 2022 despite missing the mark in 2021. Honestly, I think that a lot of these major high targets for Bitcoin are just kind of, a little bit of hopium. In my mind, I think that 120K around that point is a fairly good point to really get to. I think that we could see 100K easily in 2022 depending on how massive this space does grow. I think that 2022 is definitely going to be a massive year for crypto in general. And we do see here from Plan B, which has been wrong multiple times on occasions, no disrespect or anything like that. I'm just saying he's calling for, $1 million Bitcoin by around 2026. I think that, we have a little bit of ways to go. I don't think that this is just an up-only market, and I do believe that we will see another bear market eventually. I just think that we still have a lot of juice left in the tank for this market to really kind of unfold with one last massive move in store for us. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say where we could go to on Bitcoin. I'm not really too focused on it. I don't hold Bitcoin. I've been 100% clear on that, but I will say this, the higher Bitcoin does go, the more money that will flow throughout this market, especially into assets like Casper. And we also, of course, see how Ethereum will be transformed in 2022. I know it's comical to say the least, but they're more so talking about lower energy consumption, deflationary Ethereum, same execution layer, increased similar transaction fees, a road to decentralization and scalability. And I just think that this is funny because when we're talking more so about Ethereum 2.0, Ethereum 3.0, Ethereum this, Ethereum that, it all kind of leads me back to Casper. I know that it's a little bit disrespectful to Casper in general to call it, Ethereum 3.0. I don't really like to call Casper Ethereum 3.0 anymore just because I think that term is a little bit overplayed. It's more so, I just think that Casper is a solid layer 1. I think that this is offering pretty much these enterprise grade solutions, these enterprise grade, use cases, what Ethereum wishes it could offer. Which means I'm not calling Casper the next Ethereum, but I'm just saying Casper in general definitely has the potential to be as big, if not bigger, than Ethereum at scale. So I'm looking forward to an incredible 2022, especially holding Casper, as you guys are probably all aware. And I do hope all of you the best of luck in the market. Of course, just pay attention, do your own research, understand these, assets, understand that this is investments. It's not a get-rich-quick overnight scheme. These are solid projects, and I do believe that they have massive potential behind them as well. So with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys don't want free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful spin. Nick, peace out, guys.